How doing? My name's Jim Rutledge. I live to the northern Mississippi, pretty close to Memphis, about 41 miles out of Memphis. And I was just going to tell you kids a bedtime story. One time there was these three bears that lived in the woods, all by themselves. They lived in a big old cave. This cave was so big on the inside, they had a upstairs in it. Had the beds upstairs. And one morning, Mama Bear, she gets up, she goes downstairs, and she cooks them some porridge. Now, porridge is like a soup that they eat. And she pours Papa Bear a big old bowl of porridge, and Baby Bear a little bowl of porridge, and she pours her a bowl of porridge and tells them bears, said, Papa Bear, Baby Bear, get down here and eat. So they sat down, and the baby bear says, Mama, my bowl of porridge is hot. Well, Papa Bear says, Mama, my bowl of porridge is hot too. Can't eat it. You're going to have to cool it down. Mama Bear says, mine's hot too. Says, I'll tell you what, let's go for a nice stroll in the park, in the forest. They was in a park, but they didn't know it was a park. They just called it the forest. Go for a nice park, walk in the forest, and then it'll cool down. We come back and eat our porridge. So, while they were gone, somebody knocked at the door, and when they knocked at the door, they just come on in. And it was a Goldilocks. She says, oh, it's a nice little old house cave. She looked all around. Wow. She says, oh, look at there. I'm hungry too, and there's food on the table. I've been lost for so long in them woods. And she goes over and she sits down on Big Papa Bear's bowl, and she says, ooh, it's too hot. And then she moved over to Mama Bear's bowl and took a bite of it. Oh, me, it's so hot it burned my lips. So then she moved down to Baby Bear's bowl, and sure enough, it was so little, it cooled off quicker, and it was just right. And she eated it all up. Well, she had a full tummy of porridge then. So, are you listening, boys and girls? Okay. She got tired. She thought, well, there's some chairs over there, rocking chairs. I think I'm going to sit in it, on one of them, and rock a while and rest. So she got in Big Papa's, and it was just so big and bulky and just didn't feel good. And she got down in Mama's, it wouldn't rock very good. It just didn't feel right either. So she sat down in the Baby Bear's chair, and what do you think? You think it'd be okay? But she broke the dang thing. And when she broke it, it just went all over the place. Well, she seen them stairs going up to the upstairs. She decided she'd look to see what was up there. First bed she come to was Papa Bear's. Oh, and it was like sleeping on a rock. She climbed up on that thing and pop. Just hard as a rock. And she says, oh, I can't sleep here. So then she got in Mama Bear's bed. And just all in it, man. She's all fluffed up and in it. And then she went over to Baby Bear's bed and sat in. Oh, and it was just right. So she went to sleep. She just fell sound asleep, not noticing anything going on. In the meanwhile, while she's taking her little beauty nap, she went to get in the... she was taking her nap, and, well, them bears come home. Yeah, they came home all right. They walked through that door, and they sat down at the table to eat their porridge, and Papa Bear said, somebody been doodling around in my food. Mama Bear says, I think I've been doodling around in mine too. It's all stirred up and such, and my spoon was in there, and I had it laying on the table beside it before I left. And the Baby Bear said, they doodled it in mine and doodled it all up. They just sucked it all dry. There ain't nothing left. Well, they each give baby bear a little food, and they didn't think nothing of it. They thought maybe a squirrel come in and eat his food. So anyway, they said, well, let's go sit in their rocking chairs and let her food digest a little bit and rest a little bit. And Papa Bear went over and said, my big chair's been moved. It ain't been sitting here. And who put this old pillow up here and stuff? And Mama Bear said, somebody's been moving mine too. It ain't even in the right track it was in. And the baby bear said, then they sat in mine and crushed it. Must be a big old woman. I'll be darned. I mean, it's just all over the place, Daddy. He said, well, there might be somebody in this house. Maybe we ought to go upstairs and check, maybe see if we got an intruder or something. First place they went to Papa Bear's room. And they seen it cause when they get out of bed, they make up their beds. Because that's the way you're supposed to do. When you get out of bed, you make the bed up to get it ready for that night. Papa Bear says, somebody's been in my bed and messed it all up. Mama Bear looked at her bed and says, oh, they messed my bed up too. Man, it's just all over the place. Cover just half off down on the floor and stuff. And then the baby bear says, I hate to tell you all this. There's a woman in my bed and I think I'm going to take her home.